I'm done. I'm done being run over. I'm done allowing people that are toxic into my life. And I'm done having to navigate these conversations all the time that drain me dry. And, like I'd have a conversation with a family member on a phone for 5 minutes and be just the rest of the day I was trashed. Like I couldn't show up as a good mom, a good partner. I couldn't even horse train. I couldn't do the things because I was just like, it messed with my brain. It drained me. And I was like, what am I doing? This is how I'm going to spend my life?
Then you're stuck in your head the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Even though you're not on the phone with them, like, it's not good for you on a mental health level because you can't function in the rest of your life.
Yes. It was like constantly saying, here, you first, to take care of them because, you don't want to make them feel bad. You don't want to be a horrible person. You want to be loving and all this stuff. But then you're feeling terrible afterwards. It's like telling yourself, no, you're shit.
Right.
But here, value them. So that just never feels right. And so I feel like if I could tell somebody anything about boundaries, it would be, in your situation, you will know when somebody's bumped up against your boundaries, or you will know when you need to put a boundary down when it doesn't feel good to you.
And that's what I was going to say is one thing I had to learn to do, because this might sound weird, but like I have titanium rods in my back.
That definitely sounds weird.
I know. But
do you want to say why you have titanium rods in your back?
I had scoliosis when I was young, and my spine was curved really bad.
Okay. I just didn't know that the listeners would be like, okay, wait, hold on.
No. But what I learned to do is not listen to my body through all of that.
Oh, wow.
Because there was so much muscle tension and pain from this and pain from that. And I had to learn to shut that off. Because in so many moments of life, it felt like there was no way to solve that or make that better.
Yeah.
So the only choice I had was to push through and to kind of not think about those things as much as possible.
Sure.
But when I started learning to listen to my body, I realized that my body tells me when I get in a situation that doesn't feel right. Like that's what the reflux is about. That's what the headaches are about.
Yep.
And now I can even notice that like I can't maintain my train of thought.
Yes. Yep.
Things like that. And so now when I notice those things, I can step back and I can be like, or my heart rate increases, or and I can think, okay, I'm feeling this in my body. What's happening? And I can stop and take stock. And I'm still not great at managing it, but I'm learning.
That's good.
And I'm learning what signs to watch for. So even if I can't figure out why I feel anxious in that moment, I can start becoming more aware of what's happening in my day. And eventually I get around to figuring it out.
Yeah.
And I think that was the start for me, is learning to listen to what my body is telling me.
Yes.
Because it sends you definite messages if you learn to listen.
Yes. I find it's so intriguing. Like our bodies, they're a part of us, but in some ways we're tempted to think that like we have this brain that knows all this stuff, and we rely on our brain, and we forget how valuable. Hello, Zelle. Zelle is here, everybody. Do you want some tea? There's no honey in it. I don't know if you'll like it. Let's see. Okay, just give it a whirl.
Hot?
A little bit. She's okay. Oh, she loves tea.
She still loves it, of course.
Oh, Zelle. Love your tea. Okay, sweetheart.
Like, a drink out of the cup, please.
Oh, she literally...
Give me the cup, please.
Hey, sharing is caring, okay? All right. Okay.
Wipe it on your jeans. That's what they're for.
That's right. I love you so much. It's... Like, we're tempted to think that our bodies are just, like not as valuable as our brain, but they are just as valuable. They can. And Jennifer has now been accosted. Okay.
And I have apples floating in the top of my tea.
Oh, you do.
She's like, I want some of that.
Oh, Jennifer's got dried apples in her tea. Okay.
I'll give you one apple when
all right,
you're
hold on. Boundaries. We got to have a boundaries lesson. Okay. Back up a little bit. Okay. We don't want to knock her off the whatever you want. A crate. She's on a crate. Don't knock her off her crate. I was going to say the thing about like our bodies are just as important as our brains.
Yes.
In some ways, I feel like they can be a more valuable asset to us when it comes to figuring out what we want and what we don't want. Because if we can get in our brain and make decisions out of guilt. And pressure, expectations.
There's a whole long list.
It's too long. It's too long. Right. But our bodies, they don't. They just say nope.
They don't lie to us.
Or yes. There's no way. Honestly, I don't have an in-between in my body. I don't know about you. I mean, I am an all or nothing, but if we really stop and listen.
If we stop and listen.
Something's off.
Right.
Something's off. And sometimes it can be like, whoa, something's really off. Or like, I'm just not feeling right about something. And so, if you don't know what your boundaries are and just, I don't even know where to start there. Just start paying attention.
Yeah, just start taking stock. Like,
yes.
If you just are like, I don't know if I should do this, or if, they asked me to do this, or whatever the situation is, if you can sit for just 1 or 2 minutes and take some deep breaths and think not about what's the right decision, what's this, what that, but just think about, like, how am I feeling right now? Do I feel peaceful?
Yes.
Or do I feel some sort of tension? You don't even have to identify what it is, but just does my body not feel peaceful?
Yes.
And if your body doesn't feel peaceful, then don't do it until it does.
Yes.
Which maybe never, or maybe in a couple weeks when you work through things.
True. Yeah. And like we talked about, the boundaries can be flexible. That's up to you. You get to choose. But, I heard in some podcasts, and I don't remember, it was a while back ago, they just talked about, like, you can ask yourself that question and then be quiet and see how you feel. And then you can ask yourself, okay, well, how do I feel if I don't do this? Or if I do it. And just, it can be really simple, but your body doesn't give you the whys, but it will tell you. It will tell you. And here's the thing, like, my heart goes out to everybody because I understand, and Jennifer understands, and I think, we all can relate to this, the pain and just how hard it is to lay down boundaries when you're probably going to lose a lot, or even lose a little. Like, the loss is just so hard. And so, nobody can tell you need to do this. You should stop doing this. They're going to try, but the truth is, like, it's your life. You get to choose. And, if something feels too much for you, like, don't do it. Like, you don't have to choose, well, everyone says that I should have this boundary, so I'm going to have it. Like, I just don't feel like it's ever right for somebody else to tell somebody, you have to have this or you should have this, Ultimately, they're not the ones paying the consequences of those boundaries. I think that's what my point is.
Well, and that was something that I learned that was a huge indicator, and still is to me, if I am not honoring my own boundaries, is when I start polling. That's how I used to always make decisions. I couldn't make a decision for myself to save my life.
Right, it's true.
And so I would call all of the people that I respected and were significant to me and say, what do you think I should do? And what do you think I should do? And what do you think I should do?
Yep.
And then I would go with, like, majority vote.
Right, sure.
Because one thing, it made it easier because I didn't know what I wanted for myself. And then the other thing that made it easier was I didn't have to deal with fallout by myself.
Yeah.
That decision went wrong, that it wasn't just me that made the decision.
Well, y'all told me that.
And so then I would have support in whatever the outcome of that was.
Yeah.
So that now, though, and you've even asked me a couple times and you've said, so is this something you decided, or are you polling? And that's how you're trying to decide. And I know that's an indicator to me that you're suggesting, maybe you ought to take a step back for a minute and just ask yourself what you need. Right. And I need those reminders sometimes because it is not second nature for me at this point.
Yeah.
I'm learning for it to be.
Yeah.
But
learning to trust ourselves.
Right. To trust myself, to know what I need, and to not feel guilty for loving myself. Yeah. Because those voices from the past speak so loudly.
Yep.
You may love yourself, but you're going to be the only one who loves yourself.
Yes.
That's what it feels like.
Sure.
And
well,
scary.
and you were told you're going to lose everybody.
I was actually told that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, that's not just in your head.
Yeah.
People say those things.
And those things don't just disappear. You carry them with you, even if you don't want to.
Yeah.
But that, and then for me, going to counseling and having somebody just remind me, like, even about the reflux, she's like, what are you not saying? What are you not saying? You keep having reflux, and I don't think it's a coincidence that it's all right here, which is also all where you express yourself from. What are you not saying?
Yeah.
So some accountability with that. Somebody who, if you can find somebody who gets it, and then you have accountability, not like shame on you, but like you've done for me sometimes, and I've done for you sometimes. Like, where's this coming from? Is this coming from you, or is this coming from obligation or pressure? Or
right.
It just helps you keep it in check while you're learning. It's kind of like training wheels.
Yes. Yes, for sure. Goodness, boundaries is one of those conversations that just is unending. There's just so many different facets to it.
And we're constantly learning.
Right.
Constantly learning about it.
Yeah. Yeah. This has been fun. I haven't got to drink much tea because it's so hot. Why'd you make my tea so hot?
You changed the setting on the teapot to herbal tea.
Damn it, I forgot about that.
Why'd you make my tea so hot?
True. All right. Okay. I'll take the blame. Maybe.
We made the tea together. It's okay. I bought the pot. You pushed the button.
I had a really big part in that, I'm going to say. You bought the pot. I pushed the button. I'm just
it's not even our
pusher.
pot. It's Nate's pot. We should blame Nate.
That's true. It is Nate's pot. Thank you guys for showing up here today and joining us for this really fun. I've enjoyed it.
I have too.
I've enjoyed this conversation, and I would love to hear some feedback from my pod people. I guess that's your name now.
The pod people. That sounds like it comes from some low budget alien movie.
This is definitely low budget, and I do look like an alien today. Look at my hairdo. I don't know.
Do not.
I have I don't know what's it called.
A faux hawk.
I have a faux hawk today, yeah. So just
Isn't she cute?
Just for funsies.
I
love it. So thanks for coming to my low budget alien podcast. My pod people. If this has been a valuable conversation to you, I hate, and I always hated advertising, but I'm realizing as an entrepreneur that you have to advertise. Or you have to ask people and remind them to share it. Even though I hate that because I feel like, and maybe that's just another thing of not valuing myself.
It is.
Because true. I feel so terrible. Anyways.
She feels like she's asking for a favor instead of the mindset of hey, I have something good to offer. Share it with somebody.
Yeah. Help me spread the word. So maybe you could help me spread the word about this alien podcast.
I didn't mean to call it that all the time.
It's okay. It's funny. Help me go from a low budget to a high budget. Ta-da! Anyways, share it with a friend maybe. Stop by my Facebook page, Freedom for the Taking. I'll get some pictures of us out here podcasting today on this beautiful day. And as always, you can stop by Bike to Type.
And your new website.
BikeToType.com is my blog. And my new website that Nate made. So, shout out to Nate.
FreedomForTheTaking.org.
Oh, that's right. Thank you.
That's why I said it.
She's so smart. That's why I have her. I was like, I need somebody smart. Oh, I'll pick her. No, that's not why.
Smart.
FreedomForTheTaking.org is my new website. And let me think. Am I missing anything? You can check out the video on YouTube, Freedom Zebra Coach. There will be the video of this podcast if you want to see my beautiful Jennifer out here with me today. Because the only other podcast you've been on, I didn't have my video camera yet.
Video.
Yeah. So, also, I'm going to put a little plug in because Tuesday this week, so this podcast is coming out on Monday. And
so tomorrow for everybody listening.
Yes. I have a speaking event in Springfield, Missouri. It's at Leave the Island Conference. Yeah, Leave the Island Conference. It's a conference series. So this is their second series. It's their second series. They had one a month or two ago. Anyways, check it out. You can see links on my Instagram or my Facebook page. And
she's going to be awesome.
I'd love to see you there. It's going to be so good. I'm really excited. I'm going to be talking about the importance of prioritizing yourself in your business. It's not just important for you, but it's like the thing of, you throw a pebble in a pond, it spreads out into all areas of your life. So boundaries it really is the beginning, the foundation of prioritizing yourself. Being able to say, I am important. And allowing that to be the first thing. And then you make all the decisions based off that. I am most important. And just what a beautiful thing to end on that concept that you are important enough to value yourself over everybody else. Yes. And the whole thing of, I've heard people say this all the time, family is the most important thing. I would like to just put my own little opinion and spin to that, and you can totally disagree, and that's totally fine. But I would not tell people that family is most important. I would say I am most important. Because if I cannot fully show up in my life valuing myself, but I value all of my family, but I don't value myself, what am I teaching my family? What am I There was a quote, the way you love yourself is the way you tell others how to love you. Mm-hmm. And so if I don't love myself, but I love everybody else, I'm telling everybody that I'm not worthy of love, that I'm not valuable. Mm-hmm. And so I would dare to say, family is not most important. You are most important. Value yourself first. Let everything. It's okay. She can share. Come here, babies. Zelbert wants a little bit more. I dare you to value yourself this week. I think you will find amazing, peaceful feelings, and like your journey will become more clear to you if you are able to be honest with yourself and love yourself that much, just as much. Like Zelle loves herself so much.
I gave her an apple.
Oh, she got a tea-soaked apple, and now she is happy.
Come on.
Okay, Zelle,
a little bit,
but we need some space. Okay, there. All right, we're gonna sign out. I love you guys. Thank you, Jennifer, for coming.
You're welcome.
I love you.
It was fun. I love you too.
And I'll see everybody next week. Until then, have so much fun. And why don't you experiment this week with putting yourself first? All right. Peace out, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.